Facebook and YouTube with the recorded clips, then making their way onto Instagram, IGTV. We are in Istanbul still, only for a short while longer. This is a very slim volume, and this is the penultimate section in it. It's one of these things that I like to call a literary interlude, because it's not a proper chapter, and it takes us away from the locality of Istanbul into a memory of the past, and it is therefore called Memories of the Past. A surreptitious glance in a doorway. You had been waiting for me, but how long? I can't remember. I remember seeing you at the cinema and us exchanging glances. Those were the days, mostly, of glances, and us not speaking. I was too shy, you shy too. So I started walking across the river. There, a cafe, old style. What was I doing in there? Could it be really that you waited outside while I was having coffee inside? Or did I pop in to see if I liked it but didn't, or whether you would follow? But why would you? It was an old-style cafe and you didn't. So I popped out again straight away. That seems more likely. Certainly, it seems more reasonable. You were in the entrance as I came out, and I saw you again, and you me, and it was clear you'd been waiting for me there in the doorway. But still, we didn't speak. How was that even possible? It was obvious you had been waiting for me, yet we didn't speak. I not to you, you not to me. I was incredibly young, you a bit younger, there by the Rhine in Basel, at that time of glances mostly, and quietly aching silences. You were there too, maybe 2-3 years later, now on the South Bank in London. You looked different a bit, though not much. You had those same eyes, longing, uncertain, a querying glance, that glance that I must have had too. It was the era of glances, of not saying what any of us wanted, ever, of uncertainty, being afraid. But of what? Of being found out, of revealing too much to the wrong kind of person, of being vulnerable, literally, viscerally, in danger of injury, death, or afraid merely of actually having, enjoying, living a moment, such one brief encounter? Who knows? Those were the days of unspoken desires at night time, near rivers. Only this time I actually asked you for a light, or you me. You or you me, one of us asked the other for a cigarette or a light or for both, and another glance was exchanged and the flame lit up. And in that flame, we did not look at each other again. We just looked at the hands touching, cupping the cigarette. And that, once again, just was that. How curious, how timid, how cautious, how wary I was of you, always. And yet, how much I wanted to be with you, still. And then, there you were in St. James's Park. Another you, another glance. I on my way home, you on your way where? I didn't ask, and you didn't say. It was nice, there, to finally meet you at night, late, by the pond, not the river, to feel your hands on me, taste your lips. Such a long time ago now, such a situation between 2 and 3 thereabouts in the morning, when that park is not closed and not open, but we both were closed and open. And there, those were the days of such stolen moments, gifts, so rare. I miss them no more than I miss you, and I don't miss you. I'm just maybe sorry a bit that it took me so long to pluck up the courage to finally meet you, albeit briefly. We wasted, it seems, a few opportunities, you and I. But you live and you learn, and nothing, but nothing can be rewound, reconfigured, restored. It cannot even be really relived. It can, of course, be in one way or another remembered, redeemed. To what end? None other than to know that there was such a thing as a path, a trajectory, or an arc, a semblance of something resembling a story, a sequence of inconsequential instances now implanted. The shapes, along with the currents of time, have mostly been channeled, each curve, each bend, not just leaving traces, but forming them too, until, at last, there's a torrent, and the river, the brook, or the stream floods its banks and ignores these patterns, these half designs, half instinctive behaviors, half needed, half wanted, half detested, half worn and half overthrown memories. Only half, ever, because the half that sits underground, under consciousness, under skin, under mind, remains there forever somehow. And so be it. Albeit not always appreciated, not always valued, not always wanted or loved, you are always a part of me still, and welcome to stay. Whatever became of you, I do wonder, and then I forget that I ever did, because life goes on, and there are so many more rivers to cross, and bridges to burn, and transgressions that must be traversed, and comings together to fathom. Just know that I never not wanted to know you. And that is it for today. This is the penultimate section in Istanbul. Next time, which it will be on Wednesday, we will be reading the last chapter in Istanbul, which is called Istanbul. And then after that, it's on to volume 8, which is a little bit an exciting one, actually. I think it's called Encounters, but more of that, more of and about and on that later when we see each other again. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. I hope you are able to keep well and safe. And until we meet again, take good care, love and light.